All right, welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we are going to be doing something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, different. We're going to be taking a deep dive into one single song,
one song.
just one song. But it's not
Wow.
just any song. So get ready. This one's got layers, as they say.
Okay.
The song is called Sands of Destiny. And it's a really interesting blend of Arabic pop with English and Arabic lyrics.
Oh, wow.
It's a very cool fusion. And it tells a story. And so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into this story and what the song is about.
Okay, I'm excited.
All right. So right off the bat, this song starts with English lyrics, and it paints this really vivid picture. It talks about seekers of truth crossing the desert, guided by stars.
Hmm.
What do you think? What does that set up for you when you hear those lyrics?
Yeah, I think it's like it really sets this sense of like universal yearning, right? This
Yeah.
search for meaning and purpose, like, ancient travelers looking to the sky
Right.
for guidance.
Yeah.
And I think it's an image that kind of resonates across cultures and across time.
Yeah, definitely. And then we transition to the pre-verse, and it introduces Arabic lyrics,
Hmm.
and we have this lone traveler who's carrying hope and threads of promises, but then it also says he's carrying secrets. So even without the translation, I think there's a lot of intrigue there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, totally. It's like that classic archetype,
Yeah.
the lone hero going on a quest,
Uh-huh.
right? And they're carrying all these, burdens, and we don't even know what they are, but it's like compelling and makes you want to like learn more about this mysterious figure.
Yeah, totally. And then we get to verse 1,
Yeah.
and we're kind of transported into the perspective of this soldier. And the English lyrics here, they place us right there with him in this really harsh desert landscape. And he's marching, but he's driven by this search for truth. And yet he's unsure of why he's searching for truth.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a really powerful image, right? It's almost like a modern day Odysseus,
Right.
just lost in this like, sea of sand. Right. And that lack of clarity, that search without a reason. It kind of reminds me of what a lot of soldiers go through, especially after they come back from conflict, right? There's this like disorientation,
Mm.
trying to find purpose in a world that's changed, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then comes this chorus.
Okay.
And oh boy, this chorus really packs a punch.
Mm.
So on one hand, the English lyrics are talking about a hard-won battle. There's this sense of victory. They accomplished their mission.
Right,
But
right.
then
There.
the Arabic lyrics come in. And it's like, whoa, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to the story. He's asking, who have I become?
It's like, yeah, the Arabic lyrics here, they bring this whole other layer of introspection, right? You don't get that from the English. Like,
Yeah.
this victory, it's real, but there's a cost. Like, you think about those Greek tragedies, like where triumph always had this big personal price, right?
Right.
And that's what this chorus does. It's not just like celebrating, it's like this reckoning
Right.
with like, how conflict changes you as a person.
Right. Yeah. It makes you think about the consequences, the way that these experiences shape you, even if they lead to, what seems like outward success.
Yeah.
Um,
Totally. Yeah.
and I think the fact that this question of who have I become comes in Arabic, I think that adds another really interesting dimension. It's almost like there's a hidden language of the soul where he's expressing these doubts, these vulnerabilities that he wouldn't say out loud in this language of victory.
Right. Exactly. It's like he can only say it in this other
Yeah.
language. Yeah.
So then we get to verse 2,
Mm-hmm.
and we're plunged even deeper into the life of this soldier. Now he's integrated with these desert tribes. He's fighting with them. He's leading them. There's a sense that he belongs. But the lyrics mention that he has a divided heart. What's going on there?
Yeah, that line, it really is crucial, I think, to the whole song because it speaks to this conflict, this inner struggle that I think a lot of, people, especially veterans, face.
Right.
It's like he's fulfilling this role, this duty, but inside there's this conflict between that and what he actually like wants,
Yeah.
He wants something different. He's caught between these two worlds, right? He belongs, but he also feels alienated.
Right, yeah. It's like, he fits in, but does he really?
Right, yeah,
And
exactly.
then, of course, we have that powerful chorus again, and it just amplifies all of those complex emotions even more.
Absolutely. And like each time it comes back around, it's
Right.
like another layer to the story,
Yeah.
right? It just reinforces that inner turmoil.
Totally. And then we get to the bridge. This is a turning point. And the English lyrics in the bridge reveal that the soldier is gazing at the stars, and he feels the pull of this life that he left behind. And he's torn. He's torn between, honor and this longing for something else. What do you think about that?
I think, it's like all of this internal conflict comes to a head here,
Yeah.
right? Because, like you said, he's been shaped by duty, he's been shaped by war, but
Right.
there's this part of him that yearns for something else, for this different version of himself.
Right.
And he's wrestling with, who he is versus who he's been forced to become.
Right. And then we transition to verse 3, and this is where it gets really interesting because it's entirely in Arabic.
Okay.
And even without understanding the words, you feel a mood shift. It gets heavy. It gets really introspective.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Well, I think the really cool thing about these Arabic lyrics is that they contrast like these fleeting human lives
Mhm.
against the backdrop of this, eternal desert.
Mhm.
Right? So he watches faces change around him, but the sand, it always stays the same.
Right.
And it's like he's been called a hero,
Uh-huh.
but he carries these unseen wounds. And he's surrounded by all these people, but it's like he's completely alone out there, amidst all this shifting sand.
So even without the translation, you're getting the emotional weight of
Yeah.
what he's going through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like it goes beyond just the actual language, right? It's this really visceral understanding of what's happening inside him.
And then we get these final choruses where we have English and Arabic woven together.
Mm.
And it's like, it's a culmination of everything that we've heard. Those themes of identity, belonging, the power of fate. It all comes crashing together in this really powerful crescendo.
Yeah, it's like this masterful blend,
Yeah.
right? The languages and the emotions.
Right.
And it really highlights how universal these questions are.
Uh-huh.
And I think ultimately the song leaves us with this really profound question, which is, can we ever truly know ourselves? Especially when so much of who we are is shaped by things we can't control.
It's a question that sticks with you long after the music is over. It's a challenge for us to think about our own journeys and how we were shaped by these forces that are outside of our control. And listeners, if you want to go on this sonic and emotional odyssey for yourself, we urge you to seek out Sands of Destiny. I think you'll find that this is a song that stays with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
See you next time.